imagine grabbing your phone in the morning and realizing your 2-ton car just, downloaded an update overnight.
Right, like a software patch.
Exactly. And suddenly it brakes 10% faster in corners like a sports car. That is the reality of the software-defined vehicle, or SDV.
It really is wild.
Welcome to today's deep dive, where our mission is exploring how the very concept of the vehicle is being completely rewritten for you, our curious listener. We're pulling from a bunch of recent industry reports and tech analyses today to really unpack this.
Yeah, the data we are seeing shows a massive shift.
So think about a traditional car. It is basically a kitchen drawer full of single-purpose mechanical gadgets. But an SDV, it's like a centralized, intelligent platform that constantly upgrades through OTA update.
Exactly. And for you as an owner, well, it fundamentally changes the economics of driving. Historically, the second you drive off the lot, that vehicle is a depreciating asset heading straight for obsolescence.
Oh, 100%.
But with an SDV, the day of purchase is just version 1.0. The car stops being a dying piece of metal and becomes this perpetually evolving system.
But to make that smartphone-like evolution possible, I mean, the physical skeleton of the car has to change, right? You can't just run advanced AI on legacy ECUs.
Right, exactly. The industry is moving away from that outdated distributed architecture where you had hundreds of independent ECUs connected by miles of heavy copper wiring.
Which sounds like a nightmare to fix.
Oh, it is. But modern SDVs consolidate all that into a zonal architecture. You are essentially replacing those hundreds of weak processors with a few incredibly powerful centralized compute nodes.
Wow.
It strips out massive amounts of copper weight, and lets the AI predictively manage everything from battery thermodynamics to collision avoidance.
Okay, but I have to push back a bit on the centralized compute idea. If we consolidate everything into just a few central brains, doesn't a single software glitch risk bricking the entire car?
That is such a common fear.
Right, like if my infotainment crashes, do my brakes suddenly fail?
It is a crucial question, but that is where software sandboxing and hypervisors come in.
Sandboxing.
Yeah. The core safety systems operate in completely isolated digital containers from the infotainment or comfort features. So if your navigation crashes, the hypervisor ensures the braking and steering modules don't even notice.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
In fact, this centralization makes the car dramatically safer because the central brain processes data from advanced sensors and V2X networks all at once.
Right.
It can react to a car running a red light blocks away, executing split-second decisions far faster than human reflexes.
So this zonal architecture isn't just a technical upgrade. It is an existential threat to traditional automakers. They are suddenly forced to become software companies overnight.
Totally.
It's like legacy automakers are trying to turn a flip phone into a smartphone by just gluing a touchscreen to the plastic. Whereas tech companies like Tesla or Xiaomi built the operating system first and literally wrapped a car around it.
That is a perfect way to look at it. I mean, Xiaomi treats the car as just another high-speed node in your smart home ecosystem. Legacy makers know they are behind the curve.
Which explains the panic, I guess.
Exactly, which is why we were seeing massive hybrid strategies. Volkswagen is partnering with agile startups like Xpeng and Rivian to borrow their zonal architecture.
Wait, really?
Yeah, while Stellantis is building the STLA brain to standardize an operating system across millions of different vehicles.
And while the legacy giants are fighting off tech companies, emerging markets are playing a completely different game. I mean, they don't have the same century of mechanical baggage to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the Indian market with brands like Mahindra and Ather Energy. They are skipping the awkward transition phase entirely.
Just jumping straight into mobile-first utility.
Exactly. They are capitalizing on a consumer base where a staggering 95% are willing to pay for software subscriptions.
Wow, 95%.
Yeah, they are building aftermarket ecosystems because they know the real value is in digital features, not just selling the metal box.
Which brings us to where this is all heading. Because as the software gets more powerful and autonomous, the physical driving mechanics fade into the background.
Right.
So by 2036, if the software is handling level 4 or 5 autonomy, the hardware stops being about horsepower and handling and becomes all about energy utility.
Precisely. By 2036, manual driving basically becomes a weekend hobby. The physical hardware shifts focus entirely.
Oh, what does that look like?
Well, we will see the maturation of 1,000-kilometer solid-state batteries, which perfectly positions the car for V2G or vehicle-to-grid integration.
Right, so your car essentially becomes a rolling power wall.
Yes. It serves as a mobile power bank that intelligently charges when electricity is cheap.
And then sells it back.
Exactly.
Okay.
It powers your home or sells energy back to the grid during peak hours, so the vehicle actually starts offsetting its own cost.
That is amazing. So what does this all mean? Basically, SDVs are fundamentally taking the exhausting work out of driving.
Yeah, and maximizing safety.
Right, maximizing our safety through predictive centralized AI and turning our cars from depreciating hunks of metal into connected economic assets. We want to wrap up by thanking you, our listener, for bringing your curiosity to this deep dive and sharing your valuable time with us today.
But before you go, this raises one final critical question for you to
Oh,
consider.
I like where this is going.
If your vehicle becomes a hyper-connected, proactive assistant that anticipates your every move, reads your calendar, and maps your exact daily routine, who ultimately owns and controls that vast amount of intimate data it generates, you or the automaker?
A very compelling question to ponder the next time you get behind the wheel.